This morning, we have a Your Morning exclusive for you. The conflict in Darfur continues to rage, claiming hundreds of thousands of lives. Some say as many as 400,000 people are dead now. And of course, it's displaced millions since 2003. Peace talks are scheduled for tomorrow. But will they happen? And if they do, will they be effective? Joining us now is Darfur Alert Coalition. Good morning. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
I know that you shot a lot of video that has never been seen on television. We're going to show that in just a minute. But
Okay.
as we do, we'll also talk a little bit about the peace talks in a minute too.
Okay.
You went. You wanted to get on the ground. You wanted to see what was happening for yourself. Tell us, with your first impressions, what you saw firsthand.
First, when I saw this, I couldn't believe it myself because this is the first time to see displaced people. Because before that, I just used to see all these images from the news here. But the difference is that, like, when I went with my own eyes and I just interviewed these people in their places which being provided to them by the international community. And it's very horrible. It's horrible not only seeing the pictures, but also listening to the stories and asking people exactly what happened to them and what drifted them from their home all the way. Because these people, they are coming from very far distant places, and all these kids which you've been seeing, they just walk all the way to the, they just walk. They were not like being traveled in lorries or buses or something. They just walk. They just walk amid fear, fear of bombing, fear of Janjaweed attacking them and chasing them until they reach there.
Talk about the Janjaweed and the Equality and Justice Coalition and what's happening here. Help people, bring it home for people so they understand what the fighting is all about.
Yeah, the fighting is that in Sudan, you could just, in Darfur specifically, it is a political insurgent, people with political demands. They raise it, they are armed groups, they started the fight. And the government, instead of talking to them, it contracted another militias from the same region to fight it. So fighting the war by proxy. And in that case, not targeting the armed groups, but targeting civilians. And that is what led to all this catastrophe, which you are just witnessing up to this very minute.
So peace talks are scheduled. Will they happen? Will they be effective?
Yes, I think like because they are planned and there were people who will be there, so they will be there. But they will be effective. Whether it will bring an end to the conflict in Darfur, I don't think so. I don't think so that will bring an end to the war in Darfur because a lot of rebel groups, they are not participants. And adding to that also the government of Sudan, which has the sovereignty for the whole Sudan, and which is the government which is supposed to be reigning and protecting its civilians, it is not interested in bringing that war to an end. So I think like the conflict will continue, unfortunately.
In the meantime, you look at the children who have been ripped from their homes, whose homes have been burned, whose parents have been murdered. And I know they did some drawings, and they're starting to do a little bit of therapy with some of these images. They're scarred in their minds forever through crayon. Tell me about the importance of these images and what they provide for them.
Yeah, the importance of these images, because like this will just bring glimpses to people away from the conference about the level how much the conflict affect the whole family, including children. And children always, like in conflicts, people don't hear about them. And I think like this could just get a glimpse of what children could just see with their own eyes. And definitely they need more help and more assistance psychologically.
You see the primary colors there, the reds and the greens and the blues that you think of as childhood crayons and beautiful drawings, and yet you look closer and it's violence.
That is right, that is right. I mean, because they are just using colors from the environment, and these colors not only in the drawing, but also colors in the popular art which is used in the region. But it's just depicting the kind of violence which being inflicted among them. And I think like the children's drawing is just one way of the voice of people from Darfur talking about exactly what happened to them through the eyes of the children.
Well, thank you for sharing the message. Thank you for showing us the video and the drawings as well. Dr. Ali Dinar, the director of the Darfur Alert Coalition, with us this